Yep, the title is not clickbait. I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna give you the raw dogging moment of Katsura here, your boy, and talk about a title that you see on my video, which is Why I Am Afraid of Traveling. More specifically, I'm afraid of the thought process when it comes to traveling. And there's a reason why. So, a little bit of background as to why I've come to this point, why I want to make a video about this, is simply because, as you know, I am originally born and raised here in the state of Oahu, the state of Hawaii. You name it, you get it, the gist of it. And during my life, I grew up here. For the past 26 years, I have not left this rock, I have not left this island whatsoever. Every opportunity that I was given my way, I never was able to do it. And there's a few reasons why. So, I want to talk about three key moments that really solidify for me as why I am now to this day scared to even think about traveling or plan to travel anywhere outside of the island of Oahu in general. Because believe me, I still want to travel. I still want to go to places. I want to do more things outside of just staying here on island. But with me being 26 years old now, I just don't think it's ever going to happen. And sadly, my mindset of what has happened in the past is also like hitting the nail in right then and there. So, going to be a little vulnerable here. So bear with me. If I shed some tears, it is what it is. Otherwise, I might be sweating to my eyes because I did just come out from a workout just now. But to where it all started as to why I am scared of traveling, it all started back in middle school, where I was part of robotics club. And robotics club, it's a big deal at the time, because in robotics here in Oahu, if you win and beat all the other schools on island, in the case of the whole island of Oahu, you have the chance to travel to worlds. And obviously, I'm not gonna like. I don't want to show any pictures of my past because I do have the pictures still to prove it, but I am I'm gonna probably leave it there. And essentially, we did win worlds, not just once but twice in a row. So, from my seventh grade year and my eighth grade year, I had the chance to go to worlds, and I was told that I was going to be able to travel and actually be able to go to California because that's where it was. But, oh Lord, boy, oh Jesus, I was not able to go. And the reason why I couldn't go at the time was because of budget issues. When in reality, until it hit me by the time I got into high school, the realization really sinked in. But let's go back to middle school. The reason why I couldn't go and travel at the time was because of budget issues. So they couldn't basically take everyone because there was a certain amount of people that they could take at the time, which was like a budget issue. And I was like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. And I and two other Robotics members from both years, respectfully, weren't able to go. And because of that, I wasn't able to go out to California and travel and experience what it was like to be out in the world outside of Oahu, you know? And that is like point number one. Point number two of where it actually hit me is high school. In high school, I decided to join Robotics Club once more and do the same old shit, work hard, do what I gotta do. But the second time this happened, and the second pivotal moment I want to talk about, is during my freshman year of high school, where I was, once again, by some pure miracle, my school that I attended to at that year won the opportunity to go to Worlds. And it felt like a dream come true because now it's like, okay, it's a guarantee I'm going to be able to go to Worlds. But once again, I couldn't go because of budget issues. And this time around, it hurt so fucking hard because I was the only fucking person that couldn't go to Worlds whatsoever, to couldn't go to California to see what it's like in California. And I was so upset to the point where it actually hit me. It actually hit me by the time by the tail end of my freshman year of high school, where I was like, man, maybe the reason why I couldn't go is because I'm just not important enough. And it actually finally sinked in that, man, those 3 years in a row sunk in where I was not important in the robotics club and I wasn't important at all. I felt worthless, I felt like shit. And I decided that ultimately it was the best thing to do, that by the time sophomore year began, I quit robotics and never looked back, because at the end of the day, if a club that I'm seeing is saying that I'm just not important right in my face, and they're saying it solely these past 3 years, I am not going to take that anymore and decide to go into my own lane into life. So you may think that's when the story ends as to why I am scared of traveling or the thought process of traveling, but no, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it gets really crazy because as you know, I went to college, and college has a program called Study Abroad. And I was planning my study abroad trip to Japan because I love Japan. As you know, I have a channel dedicated to talk about anime and all things related to anime. And I saved up my trip to go study abroad for the past 4 years. And the plan was I was going to go study abroad during my senior year of college. Well, that senior year of college, something crazy happened, something that everyone in 2020 experienced, and that's COVID. So COVID happened. My study abroad plans got canceled. My money, my refund, everything that I planned out for the past 4 years, gone. Whoop, up in flames. And I was super unapologetically pissed off. I was angry. I was crying. I still can feel the emotions to this day just talking about it. And to sum it up in a nutshell, everyone who grew up in 2020 knows COVID happened, a lot of lockdowns were occurring, a lot of people were staying indoors, and as a result, 2020 became the worst year of my life because not only was I unable to travel, but then I had to play catch up by going to summer school, and of course, the isolation period being that I was isolated from my friends and everyone that I knew, and it didn't take a toll on me, luckily. That honor of like the worst year ever still goes to 2013, 2012, I believe, for like my worst year ever. But still, 2020 became my worst year ever because of COVID ruining everything that I wanted to do prior. And ultimately, once the borders started opening up and everything started to come to a clear the following year in around the late 2021, that's when I had the process of, okay, this is it. I'm going to finally be able to travel. I'm going to be able to finally go to Japan, see the world, finally achieve my dreams. And that year was when it hit me where I was like, whoa, I can't travel at all. I truly can't because now it's a weird process, but the way I'm describing it as to why I'm scared of traveling is that now I get a shitload of anxiety just thinking about traveling, thinking about the planning, thinking about like, okay, everything's all good, everything's great. I have everything planned out, but I know something terrible is gonna happen last fucking minute that will cause me to not travel at all. And as a result of that, that's pretty much the reason why I am unable to travel and I'm scared of the thought process of traveling in general. Which is a shame because look, at the end of the day, I know that there's millions of people out there who would die to travel, just like myself, and they have a story as to why they can't. And I feel like everyone's story as to why they can't travel is unique, which is understandable. I'm just sharing my story as to why I simply cannot travel and I cannot that fathom traveling in general now because any moment someone comes up to me and says like, oh yeah, let's go to Japan, man. Oh hey, let's go to Vegas, let's go to Europe, let's go to Italy, let's go travel all these places, I'd be like, yeah, cool, whatever. And I never run through it because like I simply cannot believe that I'm ever going to get off this island. I simply cannot believe that I'm going to travel in general. And as a result, I am now stuck with this huge anxiety feeling for the rest of my life of like, man, if I think about traveling ever so slightly, I'm going to have a huge anxiety panic attack where it's all going to come at me again because of all the experiences that I just talked about just now. So yeah, just wanted to make this video, just kind of being a little vulnerable today, as it's been in the back of my mind for so many years now, and I figured that now that I guess this YouTube channel is starting to turn up, maybe this is like a little video that's inspiring to you guys. If there's anyone out there watching this video who has a hard time traveling or is scared to travel, then don't worry, you are not alone. I am one of those many people that is scared to travel to go out and see the world. And who knows? I mean, the only way, and I'll end it here by saying this, the only way I'm ever going to travel to Japan, traveling out to any country in the world, is if I go with a friend or a family member. And that's that. Because at the end of the day, I tried doing it by myself so many times over the years. And I just can't do that anymore. I simply can't do that anymore. If I do it by myself, I know I'm going to get a panic attack just thinking about it and doing it. But if it's with a friend or a family member that I know, maybe there's a shot. But until then, I'm just here to say that for anyone who has never traveled at all, or basically doesn't like traveling in general, don't worry. I'm in the same boat as you guys are, and all I can do is just keep persevering, keep doing what I do, and sure, there may be a ton of things I'm missing outside of the world that I should be checking out, but I make the most of what I have here on my island of Oahu and make the most of it. And if not, it is what it is. I make the most of what I got, and that's what I have to live with for the rest of my life. So yeah, a little bit of a different video today. Want to talk about it, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.